It's just one person.
So y'all come check it out. We got our cafe / classroom. So Monday through Thursday it'll be our classroom. Friday through Sunday it'll be our cafe. So we literally developing, building a health and wellness center. So we got our water, high quality water that's flushing your system and fueling your system in the proper ways. We growing our food, all organic, natural grown food. Literally, we gonna have a farm to table experience here set up. And then we got the gym next door. Like literally all things health and wellness is gonna be incorporated into this land. So, and then we got, some of the good vibes on the wall of information, highlighting our history, highlighting major figures, and just certain, major components of our history. You got the black inventors right here.
So I'm saying, I did a little dive into your Instagram and on the Soul Society page.
Yes, sir.
Carolina history.
Yeah.
We want people to say that they Carolinians after they watch this lecture.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
'Cause this is the land of the Carolinas, man. And
Yeah.
so this is what we call the land of abundance. So we brought an abundance of wood as a contribution to Chief and, Soul Society and everybody else.
Shout out to Chief Emuel. He's been like a major initiator. He laid a foundation out for us. So
People call me Robert McCray, that's my business name. But as chief of the land, I'm L.M.U.L. Zador L. Been doing this for over 30 years now, bringing forth what we're supposed to. And so I'm glad that we can have y'all here to witness or bear witness to some of the things that's going on. So like I said, everybody know me as Chief Emuel. Live Alkaline Water was the so-called first indigenous or the first black-owned water company ever in the history to get into Walmart. No other water company has gotten to Walmart of us ever, before or since. Now they got Dr. Alkaline, but guess where Dr. Alkaline come from? I don't think it's the person behind it. Come from Live Alkaline Water. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get my shirt next week and it's gonna have neon lights on the back. I'm gonna ask people when I light it up, I'm gonna say how you like me now. But yeah, man, that's it's a lot. Like there's a lot of history, a lot of rich history. Not just information, but it's real. It's reality.
No doubt.
It's reality. When I meet last Friday, and Jerry, that's at the office, he was saying that when we was out there digging and putting the platform down, he said, we would find any eggs for you. I said, sure you was. I said, I know you would. Picked him up, put him in a little art museum, but what's called stole him, took him with him. Yeah, a lot of stuff. The wagon wheels, the gears for the wagon wheels out here. A lot of stuff. The old one, our Pepsi bottle that was so old, it's unbelievable. It probably was back from the 1700s. Old Pepsi bottle. So, but like I said, there's a lot of stuff out here. Once you start learning the land, digging and moving around, you're gonna find a whole lot of stuff. You'll be like, Chief, do you remember doing about this, know about that? I said, yeah. Just like I tell people, you talking about gold, we got gold. I don't need gold. We got the best kind of gold called water. And in that water is orange. Anybody know what orange is? White powder gold.
Wow.
That's what they take to go into other dimensions. You don't need no mushrooms, no shrooms to do that. Drink the water, get a clean diet, and watch what happens.
You glow.
Like I said, we got the gym next door. Oh, y'all see that right there? That little system set up around the pond? Yeah, that's our aquaponics system. We gonna build that up where it's gonna basically be like a
An electric pump moves nutrient-rich water from the fish tank through a solids filter to remove particles the plants above cannot absorb.
It's gonna be filled up in that black trellis that y'all see. Yeah. So yeah, and then we got the woods where we'll have our spa, our Zen vibes going on, meditation, yoga, and all that. We got a few other residents over here.
To the real people of the territory. Though he is yet to travel abroad, his domestic studies has covered majority of the original indigenous territories in North America, from red clay to the Black Hills to the birthlands of Tecumseh, a pioneer war chief who established a pan-Indian group amongst all majority of the chiefs from Florida to Canada. Also, a student of the stars, Ibn understands that now is the time for us to restore our lecture halls in our villages so that we can store what was and has the potential to be lost in our history. The Honorable Nobleman Larry Womble left us with a profound message. Tell the story, they won't know it if we don't tell it. And that's what Ibn Daril, Don Muhammad, many deeds, scholarship, and love for all mankind. Tribe, I present to you Ibn Daril.
A nation is a large type of social organization where a collective identity has emerged from a combination of shared features across a given population, such as language, history, ethnicity, culture, territory, or society.
And she thought about it. She didn't know really what to say. She said, well, I'm born in America, so I guess that makes me American. And I said, was you born in North Carolina? She said, yes. So I said, you're a Carolinian. And then it says right here, it says having what? A permanent population. Having a defined territory. We are here in our defined territory. Having a government, right? And then having the ability to enter into relationships with other states. So what does that mean? That means that if you are a foreign nation, in order to be recognized as a nation, you need to have these four basic principles. A permanent population, right? So people have to know who they are, number one. So that means you have to identify as a group of people. That's what you call harmony. That's the law of harmony. A territory that we all can agree that this land has been Carolina and it's been called Carolina for a very long time. And we're going to get into that. And then a government, right? We govern ourselves. We don't need to get a government from anybody else. And then, you know, the Almighty right now, on my solar return, the moon is opposite the sun and it's going into the lion's gate. You see what I'm saying? The house of Judah. And Judah is the judge. So it says, having the ability to enter into relationship with other states. Well, we have our staple. We got books. We have water.
Archaeologists trace the chronicle of Native Americans to at least 12,000 years ago. The earliest Aboriginal groups reached North Carolina not long after people first crossed it into the New World from Siberia during the final stages of the last Ice Age, or Pleistocene era.
Our department, because we established the original roads, right? These roads that we are on today came directly from us when we were warring, when we were trading commerce, when we were going out and establishing, like, again, with my people, the slaves, to tell you that the slaves were the families who represented tobacco. So R.J. Reynolds was getting all his tobaccos from the slaves. Mm-hmm. And a bishop slave is known world over for establishing the gold leaf tobacco, mm-hmm. right? And so this is literally all of our stuff. And slave from Caswell County to here in Forsyth, which is used to be Surrey, all of it used to be a part of Surrey, Yadkin, Forsyth, Stokes, all was Surrey County, which all broke off of Anson County. It was these are how big Anson County is, all the way on the eastern side of Charlotte. So Salisbury, all of this was all a part of our territory, right? And so we regulated commerce, and we were talking before about how we had, like, on our coins, the Indian chiefs and stuff like that.
Named for the river that marks its northern and eastern boundaries. Yadkin County was formed in 1850 from parts of adjacent Surrey County.
And our own transportation. Once we establish that, we grow like crazy. And that's what we have done. And that's why y'all assume see live, so everywhere you go see live like around water. It won't be in their hands, it'll be in our hands. It'll be in our control. And once we do that, you're talking about making multi-millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires overnight. That's what's happening. They thought they had us.
they slip.
I mean, you know, and like I said, it's just, and then like control, having control of your commerce, and it's so very important, because like all this stuff that, you know, you hear people talk about, oh, you shouldn't have this, you shouldn't eat this, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't. Well, when you have control of your staple, now we have the purest water source, so we can regulate the commerce, right? We set the tone for it.
Growing stuff, I got a homie who's big on like plant-based foods and stuff like that, plant-based chefs and stuff. So he actually did an episode like that too, you know, talking about the plant-based foods and whatnot. So that's dope, man. I'm loving all this. Yeah, that's lovely to see. I'm like, look,
Some of the people in the conscious community, or just in the community as a whole, it's like we got a lot of distractions. Of course, we love the celebrity gossip and all that. Then you got a lot of people that, you know, we talking about the nothing against astrology or the cosmos and all that, but at the same time, I'm just like, if we don't secure this food and water first, none of that other stuff gonna matter.
Yeah, we
you know. So I mean, you really can run up as much money as you can handle, and you still really not in a position you need to be in if you don't have your own food access. You know,
you need the resources.
Which was another part of how we kind of made this connection, because during the 2020 situation, I'm looking around at all the essentials being brought off the shelves. You know, it got to a point where a lot of the waters are being brought off the shelves, to a point where I'm like, damn, you can have $1 million and not be able to buy no water right now.
That's a fact.
You feel me? So yeah, it's about a little less than a half an acre right here that we'll be growing some food on. And then another little trials and tribulations of the farmer life, you know. We had a good, man, we planted a bunch of stuff for fall and winter crops. And then some of these cold fronts literally came through, and it was like a freeze burn or something like that over the plant. So we lost a lot of them. So coming up in this spring, we're gonna be doubling down on the production. We're gonna be canning, we're gonna be storing, and really making sure we have what we need for right now and for the months to come, you know. And then, you know, we got some greenhouses up here that we've created. We gonna, so yeah, we got
blinking right there.
Yeah, got it. But yeah, so we got the greenhouses that we got up here. We're gonna be building up some more greenhouses so we can really like make sure we got a sustainable growing operation throughout the year. And then you see the trailer right here, we're gonna transform that into a grow house. Just continue to expand, you know, providing more space for residential opportunities for other people to join the family and the community, and then just expanding into our garden as well. So we're planning on opening up like a whole area to grow a watermelon patch for this upcoming season. So we really just one day at a time, one brick at a time, making sure we producing and providing ourselves for what we need, and expanding into a level of abundance that we can literally provide other people in the community with, you know.
So does the land itself stretch all the way to where we turn in at?
Nah. So basically, as soon as you come around the bend,
right,
it's a trailer in the corner. Yeah. Everything on this side is a part of this land. Okay. And then you got a bunch of the woods. I don't know if y'all got footage of the woods, but it's like a couple miles worth of woods, like that's still a part of this land. Yeah. So. Word. You know, it's just like I said, a land of abundance. You know,
and it's just time. You know, everything is gonna come together within time, and you know, it takes different pieces to get other things flowing together. So I'm loving to see it, bro. I can't wait to see what it look like when everything start coming in more too.
For sure.
Like I'll tell them, like we might need to spend back when it get warmer outside.
Oh yeah, just absolutely.
To see, you know what I'm saying? So we can get some of the crops and you know, trees fuller and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Now it's a different experience in the spring for sure, with the trees full and all that, like you said.
You know what I'm saying?
The colors and all that.
You feel me? Like the vibe. You know what I'm saying?
But, definitely in between time, but the first weekend of August we doing what we call the Alkaline Festival here. Mm-hmm. So this is gonna be our 4th annual Alkaline Festival.
That's dope.
Which is like to me, I tell people it's like a 3-day weekend of us experiencing what it would be like for us to literally be in our own community.
Have that, yeah.
So we literally camping out, live music, some spoken word, different performers. You'll have a few different chefs and food trucks here. And we're gonna have our garden popping by then. Last year we were literally providing that food to table experience, getting vegetables out the garden. One of our good brothers, John, Chef John, he was in here representing, blending up vegetables, making pasta sauce and pasta right
That's
off
dope.
the strip. You feel me?
That's dope.
Nah, it was love, you know. So yeah, the first weekend of August. If nothing else, y'all definitely gotta come back, get some footage and experience the Alkaline Festival.
That's a guarantee.
You know, but
That's a
all
guarantee.
throughout the
Definitely
spring and
guarantee.
summer, we're gonna be doing different initiatives, youth programs. We got a STEAM experience program for the kids that we're gonna be doing throughout the summer, where they can come out and get like a in a nutshell experience and highlight this self-sufficient community, you know, through the STEAM educational model.
I fuck with that.
Yeah,
I
so
fuck with that.
we working,
That's
we
dope.
working, you know,
That's dope.
food, clothing, shelter, safety, security, education. We making sure we check off all the boxes so we can depend on ourselves for good quality, you
Gotcha.
know, high
Gotcha.
level.
Yeah.
Man and woman is a title of nobility. It says a wife being under the protection and influence of her own baron, lord, or husband, styled as femme, covert, feminine, right? Viro corporate, right? And her state of marriage was called coverture, right? So this is the title of nobility that's granted to you. Again, when you take yourself outside of the United States jurisdiction, you still have birthrights that grants you titles of nobility. Okay? So stop going to those courts because number one, they de facto, and two, when the clerk or the magistrate signs off on those licenses, it's not Congress. Very important that you understand that. The fair, look at it says the free you, right? And I might be saying that wrong. The free friar is the Lord's wife, abbreviation FRFR, literally meaning free Lord or free lady. So ladies are lords too, according to this. This is old law, old English law. It says that a free lady would essentially be like if a man held title in land and they married, she would be the lord of that land too. And vice versa. If the lady had the land and she married, then they would, I know two instances of that, right? And we're sitting in front of one example, but I also know a chiefess, right, who's married to a man and he's the free lord of that land because he essentially it should be called covenants. They have covenants, right? That's the difference. Marriage is Mars and rage, right? So these are covenants under the divine Almighty, right? So
Yes, sir.
I'm digging that. You know, we high yield, so you know that's pretty much what we based around too. Same thing my man was saying, like, you know, that's, you know, we want to be the same way, bro. Completely self-sufficient. You know, we trying to invest in land, real estate, just bringing that whole thing back and trying to just feed it back into the community. You know what I'm saying? I got a kid. I don't know if you got a kid or not, yeah, but you know, my son is really what I want to pour into that. So, you know, that's really how this, you know, got built. So, you know,
That's
this
real.
dope, you know, coming here to talk to y'all for real though.
That's
man.
major key right there.
You know what I'm
The
saying?
youngest
For
is
sure.
the future, you
Yeah,
know.
you know what I'm saying? Most definitely. Most definitely. You know, we getting old, so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
gonna be up to them eventually, you know what I'm saying, once we take over from the elders and whatnot. So
Yeah, and I
yeah,
look
man.
at it like, look, some of the awakening I got at 18, 20 plus years old, how we can get that to them from the ground up. Like they don't gotta do all the unlearning and relearning that we had to do. They can get the proper foundation and just take off from there.
And it'll just change the narrative. You know what I'm saying? We can change the narrative for
So
sure.
yeah, we coming. I appreciate y'all tapping in with us. Yes, sir.
Most definitely.
Yeah, y'all stay tuned. You
Yeah.
know, it's only the beginning.
through Norway and England and Europe and Spain and France, etc., etc. And so here in the 7th century, you have the actual Carolina dynasty. Now, who knows it and is familiar with the Carolina dynasty? Is anybody? Chief? Okay, so we had what's called a Carolinian dynasty. You can look this up. It was started by Charles Martel, right? And what happened was they took this civilization and spread it all throughout the kingdom of the Franks, which is now modern France, Germany, Spain, Italy. So this is all Carolinians. You see what I'm saying? That's the point I'm making. And it's like, this goes back, our nationhood goes back far even further than that, right? Because we had cities and republics all throughout the Americas. So my theory and what I'm looking now into in my research is that this Carolinian dynasty that was started essentially by Charles Martel, and we're going to talk about feudalism here in a little bit, that was incepted from what we had already established. So this is our same bloodline. And we always get caught up in the color scheme, white, black, and whatever, you know what I'm saying? The whites come from the blacks and the blacks come from the whites. You see what I'm saying? Like, we all have the same bloodline. What we need to look at is the functions. The key to study is the functions. Because even your enemies, when they came over here and quote unquote colonized you, they were on a code. We got off the code. You see what I'm saying? So we need to get back on our code. And so we have to go back and look at what we lost and what we established. So here's this Carolingian dynasty. It says that it was
The Carolingian dynasty's territorial expansion, policies, and relationship with the medieval church are often viewed as foundational in the development of modern Europe.
This is all our shit. Like literally the last lecturer to give a lecture here on the land was KRS-One, right? So like the Carolina dynasty that was established is essentially like a ancient map of hip hop, right? Because hip hop is like what KRS-One has done with hip hop is it's out this world. Like to get like he said during his interview, we are hip hop because we are humanity. So he's getting hip hop recognized in the United Nations. And so like when I seen that, I'm like, yo, it's crazy, man. It's like so many parallels. We the Carolinians, we talking about we the Carolinians and his official signature. Because I mean, come on, knowledge reigns supreme, G. You know what I mean?
And make it up.
Ain't nothing new up under this sun.
Ain't nothing.
And nothing if you can't read this. Right. Read life. Read what's actually going on. Read the truth.
Right.
And this inspires me, really. This inspires me, really. This is so inspirational because we need a water source. Hip hop needs a water source.
Straight up.
Like, think about this hip hop. And I'm saying this might be it.
Live alkaline water. We here for hip hop.
This might be it. This is
Live alkaline water.
live alkaline water and made by hip hop.
The official water of hip hop.
The official. Yo, dude, y'all should show them. Maybe not. I don't know. It might be security reasons. But you got a full irrigation water pure in the matrix, okay? In the
We
matrix.
stepped outside of the matrix.
Oh, you know that. Yo,
When we
what?
came down the rocky lane, exit off the matrix.
Boom, you totally unplugged. In the movie, I forgot which one was, maybe 2. I think it was 2. Reloaded, where Neo is late night with, I guess, the head of the whole thing. Older white man, white hair, they standing on the balcony talking. And the older white
There is so much in this world that I do not understand. See that machine? It has something to do with recycling our water supply. I have absolutely no idea how it works, but I do understand the reason for it to work.
white man, he says he points to the water. First thing, this is the first thing they start the conversation. And he said, you see that tank over there? I don't know what it does, but I know it has something to do with the purification of our water. I don't have to know everything about it to know that that's what it does and that's what I needed to do.
Right.
And I always thought about the script writer saying, did they think or know, or did they? Because anybody studying anthropology knows you cannot have a civilization without a river. Some kind of water source. And it can't be the beach. It gotta be a river, fresh drinking water, fresh water. Okay? This is where civilization begins. And so for you guys to come with this, not only is it literally right, it's symbolically accurate. You don't go anywhere without your water source. And so real talk.
Bin Laden is just one person.